Breaking now, the man found driving a missing Lyft driver's car from Palm Beach Gardens is being held on a $2 million bond in North Carolina. Matthew Flores was arrested after a high-speed chase last night. Flores appeared before a judge this morning. He is wanted on several charges, including a murder near Tampa last month.
Tonight, it's still unclear where Gary Levin could be. His family reported him missing Tuesday. Levin picked up his last fare in Delray Beach with a scheduled drop-off in Okeechobee on Monday. And that's where his cell phone last pinged before going dark.
Tonight, we have live team coverage on all angles of this investigation. Suji Nam is looking into how families can get vital information from companies like Lyft. Terry Parker examines the charges surrounding Matthew Flores and his connection to the case.
We begin with Angela Rozier, who is live in Okeechobee, where the search for Gary Levin is intensifying. Angela?
Well, Tiffany and Felicia, police here in Okeechobee tell us that this time they are following up on a vehicle ping. Now, they don't want to give us the exact location, but WPBF 25 News has learned that vehicle ping is near the shopping center.
What if it was my dad? What if it was my dad's dad? Okay? What if it was me?
I'm thinking this room.
People we talked to at the shopping center in Okeechobee are hoping missing Lyft driver Gary Levin is found and he is safe. We reached out to some of the employees who work here. Many didn't want to talk because of the ongoing investigation, but they did tell us police have been here asking questions and looking at surveillance video.
The vehicle pinged in our city, and that's what we're following up on. We're trying to collect video and just try to add pieces to the puzzle at this point.
We talked to one woman who not only feels for the driver's family, but when she heard the car was found in North Carolina and he was not in it, she couldn't help but think about her own family.
I really don't know anything. I've just been praying that it'll be found safe. My daughter drives for Uber and Lyft, so you don't want to hear anything like this.
Detectives shared this image of the driver they say they obtained during their investigation. They're hoping someone will recognize the man in the photo and alert police. We also asked if the vehicle pinged anywhere else in the area.
As of our information right now that we're getting, it's not the last time that it pinged, but it pinged in our city, and that's what we're doing as far as that, just following up on that.
And investigators say again that this investigation continues and they are working with other law enforcement agencies. Reporting live in Okeechobee, Angela Rozier, WPBF 25 News.
Angela, thank you. And of course, we are investigating all aspects of this story as it develops tonight, including how quickly crucial information can be requested from companies like Lyft. Investigative reporter Terry Parker continues our team coverage with what we've learned about the suspect in this case and the charges Flores now faces. Terry?
When police closed in on Matthew Flores in North Carolina last night, two big cases suddenly collided. Flores driving that missing Lyft driver's car, and he was already on the run on a separate Florida murder charge. Matthew Flores had been a murder suspect on the run since January 24th when Wakulla, Florida police say he shot Jose Carlos Martinez to death while visiting a house in that city.
And part of that investigation and talking to the other witnesses in the area is how we got directed towards Mr. Flores being a suspect in the case.
Wakulla Police Chief John Eason says they immediately arrested Flores' girlfriend, Stephanie Valgara, who they say was actively helping Flores evade capture, both before she went to jail and after bonding out the next day. While Wakulla Police and the Hardee County Sheriff's Office searched for Flores and the murder weapon, the case took a dramatic turn.
Then we get the call yesterday afternoon from Palm Beach Gardens that somehow there was a connection related between our investigation and Mr. Levin out of Palm Beach Gardens, who had been reported missing, as you know, on the 30th.
Gary Levin's last known location was Okeechobee, where he was dropping off a Lyft customer. Flores grew up and lives in Arcadia, which you can see is a straight shot 1 hour away from Okeechobee, where Levin disappeared.
But as far as where that interaction came from, when Mr. Flores came into possession of Mr. Levin's vehicle, from our standpoint, is unknown at this point.
Flores has a lengthy criminal history and was sentenced to prison in 2016 for numerous crimes, including grand theft auto and possession of a gun by a convicted felon. He was released in 2017. Chief Eason says he was currently on probation from a drug charge in North Carolina, which is where he was captured after crashing Mr. Levin's Kia Thursday night. Flores also has several relatives in Hendersonville, about 30 miles from where he was caught, with the help of multiple agencies.
But that break that we got yesterday, mid-afternoon, late afternoon, is what's actually brought him back into custody. It's tragic that we're already investigating a homicide, and even more tragic that we're now trying to look for and find Mr. Levin.
I did talk to a woman I believe is Flores' sister or aunt who declined to comment. I also called all of his North Carolina relatives to see if they thought he was heading up there to hide out with them, but I was not able to reach anyone. Chief Eason tells me his detectives are on their way to North Carolina to question Flores about the January murder. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.
Terry, thank you. Tonight, we look into the legal process of requesting information from companies like Lyft and how vital those details are for the investigation. Our Suji Nam joins us live from Palm Beach Gardens Police Department with more on this. Suji?
Felicia, the family of Gary Levin has been desperately looking for answers to their father's Lyft rides, like the drop-off, the pickup sites, and the passengers that were involved. However, there are a lot more hurdles legally that are involved before a company can turn that information over. Stuart Kaplan explains why.
Law enforcement cannot just call up Lyft and say, hey, provide us with all of this information. There is a legal process that is in order.
Former FBI Special Agent Stuart Kaplan breaks down some of the things that needs to be done to request data from companies like Lyft.
The prosecutors have to issue what's called a subpoena. That legal document then commands Lyft to turn over that information.
74-year-old Gary Levin had been missing since Monday afternoon.
Completely dark as to phone calls to and from all of his loved ones, and completely dark on the Lyft system.
Since then, family members have been desperately trying to get details about the rides and who called those rides. However, the information did not come as fast as they had hoped.
It can be frustratingly difficult to deal with the bureaucracies of all of these data companies.
Arguably, the family would be very upset because there is a delay. But law enforcement hands are tied because the reality is it protects you and I with respect to our right to privacy.
On Thursday, loved ones were finally able to hone in on a location in Okeechobee County that Lyft provided, showing the drop-off site for Levin's Lyft ride.
It's only at a time of truly known exigent circumstances where life and death is actually within minutes to happen. They don't need the warrant or they don't need the subpoena. The unfortunate situation about this case is it's being investigated as a missing case, as a missing person case.
And coming up at 6, what's next in the investigation according to the former special FBI agent as the investigation continues and the family continues their search for Gary Levin. Reporting live in Palm Beach Gardens tonight, I'm Suji Nam for WPBF 25 News.